There we are.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
How
Welcome
are
to
you?
Coffee Chat.
We forget how to do this.
Yeah, me too. Well, last time we did this, we were sitting next to each other, and it was so much easier. Although I kept looking at you, like who do I look at? Now
Where
we've
do
got
I
a
look?
screen, and I can just screen. So there's
Yeah, for
that.
sure. For sure.
Well, welcome. I see 9 people here. Say hi in the chat for us.
Please do.
We
Please
love
do.
you. What you drinking, Lindsay?
Oh, well, today, Neely, I have. Oh, mine is backwards.
Uh-oh.
I have decaf black coffee
Oh,
in my
nice.
keto chow mug.
I have coffee with half and half, not heavy cream. I'm so disappointed.
Oh,
Have your cake and keto. We got these mugs at Keto.
at keto
Chow.
chow. That was such a fun experience.
It was so great. It was so great.
Yeah.
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 Everything about it
Super
turned
great.
out so well. We beat Sing It asking about what's in our cup. Yes.
Yep.
We did it.
Decaf black coffee. I thought about adding some cream to it, but then I was like, oh, just coffee sounds great right now.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, I mean, like sometimes I do appreciate a splash of cream. It's
I do.
just not all the time.
Yeah. Well,
So,
speaking of why I have half and half in my coffee. So we
mm,
got home on Sunday and today's Wednesday, so it's only been 3 days. And I am going to attempt to not go grocery shopping very soon. Like the refrigerator being almost empty is so nice
it
because my
makes you
fridge
feel
is packed.
kind of like a few ways, like, oh, I can see what's happening in here.
Yes, see what needs to get eaten. Things don't get lost in the back. And so I'm trying to turn over a new leaf
That,
because I am always the one with the packed fridge. And we have 2
yeah.
fridges. And
Hmm.
then, of course, we have a ton of eggs usually. So that I can't control quite so much. But
Sure.
I'm gonna try not to pack out my fridge so much. Yeah. Anyway, so
That
that's my
is,
I ran out of cream. I actually did go to the store just to get cream because I'm like, that's worth going to the store for. But they were completely out of every single cream and only had half and half. And I was like,
there was a run on cream.
yes. And so I grabbed the half and half, and I haven't been back to the store to get cream, and I'm trying to survive with the half and half, but it's just not the same. Even when I put in more, it just is not right.
Yeah, it's kind of like how, like skim milk is just water pretending to be milk. I
Yeah.
feel like half and half is just like pretending to be like cream, but we know it's
Yeah.
not.
Right. Well, and then even a step worse than that is any dairy-free creamer that they
Yeah.
sell. I mean, it's pretending to be half and half, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't understand that. I think the manufacturers feel like they have to make something that's ultra low fat, I guess. And
Yeah,
so it's just colored water. I'm like,
it
why am I
is.
spending money to put this into my coffee when it doesn't actually do anything good for me?
Yeah. It's
Okay. And I apologize if anyone likes the dairy-free creamers. It's a
I mean,
it's
and
a sore subject for me.
yeah, it's one of those things like I tried making my own or I would make my own
Words are
trying
really
again.
hard.
Um, I've made my own almond milk creamers and stuff like that in the past, and they
Yeah.
tasted good, but I also added stuff to thicken it to make it have a better mouthfeel.
Yes.
And eventually it got to the point where it was just like, let's just simplify our lives and, like, okay, just straight up heavy cream. It's not
Yeah.
that serious. And then eventually it was like, let's simplify further.
Take it out altogether.
Just remove it all and be
Yeah.
real happy
Well,
with life.
I found that homemade almond milk tastes
Yes.
way better than the stuff you buy in the store. It's like I would
Mhm.
make a homemade almond milk, and if I diluted it with like 2 times the amount of water, that's about what the store-bought stuff tastes like to me.
Yeah.
You can make
Yeah.
almond milk that actually tastes really good. I still don't like it as a coffee creamer.
Sure.
Just as an almond milk, it's not
Yeah.
bad, but
No.
stuff they sell in the store is just very, very diluted.
It's super diluted, and then it's also just, like, kind of bland,
Yeah.
or it just tastes like to me, it would like, if you ever got any of the sweetened ones before eliminating those kinds of things, the
Yes.
sweet ones always tasted just like kind of like a weird sweetness to my palate.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure almonds cost more than sugar, so it's like, let's dilute down the almond part and add a bunch of sugar, and then it'll
So that
taste
we can
good.
actually
Yeah.
meet our bottom line.
No, I do not buy that kind of thing anymore. I mean, and we
Yeah,
can do dairy, so we do the raw milk from the
for
farm,
sure.
which is so much better. It's funny because the kids, when we first started getting the milk from the farm, they were like, "I don't really like it." And they weren't because they didn't drink milk a lot, just straight milk.
Sure.
We did a lot of dairy, but not just drinking milk. And it took them a while to get used to it, and now they are addicted. And so we pick up our milk on Friday. So we got home
Yeah.
Sunday, and then we have to wait all the way till Friday to pick up our milk, and they're like dying every day. Where's the milk? And stuff. It's funny how tastes can change like that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Rick Wynn is here. Hello. Yes, we are home safely. It feels so good to be home. I mean, we had the best time ever,
Such a
but
good time.
it's also a good time to be home.
We definitely agree on that front. Like being back in your spot with your things in their places and just kind of back to finding that natural rhythm and routine in your life. There's something there's something to be said for that.
Yeah. I could see myself, enjoying like the Two Crazy Ketos lifestyle where they're always on their RV and doing stuff if we didn't still have kids in the house. With the
Yeah.
kids, like, especially with homeschooling and all of that, I'm like, I need home, I need rhythm and
Yeah.
normalcy. But if there's ever a day where there aren't kids in the house, which who knows? But if that day ever comes, Jeff and I have talked about like, getting a van and doing more traveling and stuff. I think that would be fun. But
Oh, for sure.
there are different seasons in life, and this is not that season for us.
We are here.
Yes. Sylvia is here. Good morning. And Sing It, of course. Blaze is here. Lisa from Idaho. Mary is here. Yvonne from East Texas. Ooh, with sparkling water. Excellent.
It's a good one.
Let's see. Platte River Keto. Hello. Dennis is here. We got to meet Dennis in
Yeah.
Utah. That was fun. Let's see. Risa is here. Lisa. Um, Sing It says, I'm freezer diving myself. Interesting finds. Yeah, it is interesting what you can find in the freezer. And I always have to remember to do that before going grocery shopping because I did that last night where I dug some stuff out and I was like, I would have gone and bought this if I did
But
not
now I don't have to.
specifically look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Sorry. Evelyn is here, first time catching us live. So I have to say hi to Evelyn
Oh, awesome.
for joining. Yvonne had a chance. We had to clean the freezer due to the fridge giving out. Oh, that's always a
Oh,
bummer, but hey, at least something good happened. Then my ice maker didn't work due to the freezer not being full enough. Oh, goodness. Goodness.
there's always some sort of hiccup, isn't there?
Yes. Judy from New Mexico. Hello. Let's see. Um, let's see. Were you gonna say something?
I thought I was, and then I lost. Oh, about the freezers and like going into the freezers to just sort of like pull things out and try to rotate what you already have. My favorite thing, sarcastically, favorite thing, is to go through the freezer and find some nebulous looking container of something. And you're like, I remember when I put that in, and I remember saying to self, don't forget that this is fill in the blank.
Of course
And
I'll
then
remember.
self goes through and gets asked other questions by other humans in the family or has other thoughts or other tasks. And then all of a sudden, other self does not come back and say, okay, self, what was this thing? And then write it down. Nope.
Yeah. Yeah,
There's some things that
it's
are
like
kind of weird
playing
looking.
freezer roulette.
Well,
What are
and
we having for dinner today? We'll find out when it's defrosted.
well, and so I had made more El Ruderai yogurt,
Ah,
and I had frozen some of the whey off of it and some like a little bit of the batch to make as starter blocks for the next batch, knowing full well that we would be gone for the month and not able to make more of it.
smart.
And it was one of those things where in the process of getting ready to leave the house, I put those, and I've got these really great super cubes from Amazon, the little silicone freezy dudes,
Yes.
and I got the half cup portions. And so I poured some in each one of these little cavities, put the lid on it. So they're perfectly good, but it took my brain longer than I care to admit to remember, is that actually El Ruderai starter? Or is that heavy cream that I decided to preserve so it
Aha.
didn't go bad? What happened here?
Yep. Yep.
So
It can take a
it's a good
minute.
day.
It can take a minute. Real quick, I want to say that today is my and my husband's 20th wedding anniversary. So just have to throw that out there.
Confetti! Yay! No, two of them. Oh, you need balloons. Okay. You can have balloons.
Confetti and balloons.
Isn't everybody excited? 20 years, 2 whole decades, and you haven't
So
killed each other yet.
yeah, I mean, it could be any
That's a
day
feat.
now, but so far so good. I mean, we survived a 2-week road trip with the kids. So I think we're doing all right. If we can do that after 20 years of marriage, we can handle anything.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yeah, and we both got married when we were 20. So we are now entering in to being married longer than not being married. So
That's an exciting turning point.
it's pretty exciting. So yeah. Sing It says, I actually called 2 Starbucks baristas boss today. Needed caffeine. It changed the standing order. Almost scalded themselves accommodating me. Oh dear. Give them a raise. Yeah. My oldest daughter is a barista at Starbucks, and she could use a raise for sure. Let's see. Lisa says, I feel like I could live on cream and coffee, but not half and half. Yeah, what is that? Even if I add double the half and half, which should be, the same amount of cream, theoretically, it still doesn't taste right.
It just doesn't change the viscosity enough to
True.
make the mouth feel correct.
Now, if you go as far as getting a breve latte,
Oh,
where it's like that much half and half and it's steamed,
yes.
I'm all over that. That's where half and half shines. But any less than
Yes.
that, and it's a no-go.
Yes. Jared and I got turned on to breve lattes back in like 2019. And we had been on another like super long trip, month-long trip. And it was one of those things where it was like becoming treat yourself a little too often. So we had to pump the brakes on that.
Yeah, been there.
We're like,
Oh, but
maybe
they're
this
so
is not
good.
ideal for daily.
Yeah. You're like, but it's keto, but it's even almost carnivore, except for the coffee part. It's an animal
Right.
product. It has to be good for us.
That's right.
Yep, there is no place like home. The adventures are fun, but there's no place like home. Ron is here, finally watching us live.
Oh,
Hello.
that's so exciting.
Ooh, Risa just had sardines and eggs with a drizzle of mayo cooked in New Zealand butter with a cup of coffee, adaptogen creamer, and a scoop of perfect keto creamer. By the way, I got my Memorial Day order today. Excellent. Is that the
Yay.
trip order or perfect keto Memorial Day order?
Perfect keto Memorial Day.
Oh,
I just got mine on Tuesday. No. Yes, Tuesday.
okay.
And so I had fun unboxing that whole thing.
Did you
And
take a video?
I did not.
Oh.
But I restocked my little snack bin in the basement. That's, like you got to have multiple barriers to accessing some of these things. And
Yeah.
so I eliminated one barrier by getting rid of the boxes, but I added other obstacles.
Okay, good. Yeah, like a jungle gym. that you have to
That's
climb
right.
over.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay, good, good.
Basically
Okay.
play the floor is lava to get to those.
Yes. Speaking of orders, I just got an order. It wasn't Memorial Day, but just came in.
Ooh, you got the
Have
new
you guys gotten
flavors.
the Salty Palmer and the Mojito Relight, brand new limited edition flavors? They're both really good. I tried them both
Are
as
they?
soon as they came in, and they are both really good. Like
Are they?
if you like, tea lemonade, that's what the Salty
Sure.
Palmer is. Some people it's not their thing, but I really
Sure.
liked it. The mojito is like a
Minty.
citrus mint, but it doesn't taste like toothpaste. It's not like overpoweringly mint. It's a real good blend, just like a hint of mint with the citrus, and it's
Yeah.
also really good. I love, having variety.
Yeah.
And these flavors are really different than other flavors that are out there. It's not just
Sure.
fruit. They're unique. So if you
Yeah.
need to get those, they're limited edition, so I have no idea how long they'll be around.
Yeah.
But I do recommend them. They are very good.
Mm.
Yeah. Vintage Girls is here. Hello. Hello from the troops at Camp Lejeune, ladies.
Well, hello.
Hello. And Rickwin says happy anniversary. Um, Evelyn says, my daughter turned 20 years old 2 days ago. Wow.
Oh.
That happens so fast. My oldest is turning 19 in 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. Yeah. So if you do the math, she was born a year and a month after we got
Y'all
married.
got married.
So we waste no time. Risa says, do the kids have something planned for us? Not that I know of. I don't think they knew it was our anniversary until I told them this morning. So they really should, though, because, if it weren't for that, they wouldn't even be here.
For serious.
Oh, wow. Ron says celebrated 43 years in April. That is
Congratulations.
amazing. Oh, look, Vintage Girl says May 29th is our 17th anniversary. It's a
Oh, cool.
good day. It's, Memorial Day weekend. So we got married on the Saturday before Memorial Day.
Mm.
Let's see. Risa says that she and Steve celebrated 35 years in November. Amazing. Oh, wait. This from your husband, was the bird still in what bird are we talking about?
So, at some point during our adventures together,
Yes.
there was communication from back home to y'all about a bird being in the house. Isaac texted or called Jeff about.
Yeah, maybe that was Autumn, because she and her husband came over for a thing. Maybe that was that,
Mhm.
and I didn't get all the details of it. But
Well, I
no,
remember
no
Jeff saying
birds,
that.
no live birds in the house. I do have another bird story, though, about the trip.
Bring it on.
It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad. So we were driving through Nevada on the way out, and it's like these super long stretches of road where there is nothing. And so Jeff was going probably like 85, which was about the speed limit, I think. And there were these little birds that, they kept like flying out in front of us. And at one point, one goes and Jeff like sees feathers go. They're like, oh man. A little while later, one like dives and its head went right into the hood. And so think the next hour there was like bird feet going like this. It was so horrible.
That's pretty
It's
rough.
so funny at the same time.
I mean, if they're gonna kamikaze themselves, like at least do it with style.
Yeah. Anyway, so when we finally stopped, we were at a gas station. He had to get paper towels and like extract the bird from the. And it was so terrible. It was so terrible. The
Yeah.
little feet just
Waving
flying.
in the wind.
Oh, it was sad.
We ran into some interesting bird situations, like not like that, but the crows
Uh,
are crazy creatures. So we were at the Grand Canyon or Arches National Park, and we parked next to this truck that had a dog in the back seat. And then in the bed of the truck, there were these two black crows, and they were big birds. I mean, they would make a nice little feast if you could
mhm.
eat them.
Oh my god.
Um, but so I start taking a video of them, like, oh, yep, that's what happened. Thumbs up, dude. So I started taking a little video of them, and one of them hops from like something inside the bed of this truck over to the side like wall of the bed of the truck. I
Uh-huh.
didn't realize how close I was because I'm sitting here looking at it via the camera, and all of a sudden I stop my clip and I pull it away, and this bird was like this far away from me, and I was just like, I'm gonna walk away now.
Yeah.
And then when we
Birds
were
are
in,
terrifying.
it's just like you don't know what to expect next. Like
Yes.
you just don't. But we were also at the Old Faithful geyser, and there was this crow that made the most crazy sounds. Like you think
Wow.
humans, we can make a lot of sounds with our vocal cords and
Uh-huh.
the way that we speak and everything. I didn't realize just how diverse a crow's vocal abilities was. Like you think they can sing, but the sounds that were coming out of this thing were wild. And I was like, what even is that? And then finally I connected the dots that it was this crow. And I was like fascinated by it.
Yeah. Birds
These
are
crows are
crazy.
crazy.
They're such a weird I mean, they're just so different from mammals. It
Yes.
is weird. Um, let's see. Lindsay, your hair looks very cute.
Oh, thanks. We're going for the summer hair don't care business. That's what we're
Yes.
trying out. Although that makes
Um,
this side look long and this side look short.
I
But we're
think it
not
looks
touching hair. We're
gorgeous.
not touching it.
Risa ordered the limited edition flavors. They will be here on Friday, expecting my latest salty order today, and then got Element yesterday.
If
I love
anybody
it.
needs some electrolytes, Risa
Yeah,
is loaded up.
no one's gonna be deficient in Risa's house.
I
It's the same over
actually
here.
actually have my electrolyte support water
Yes,
bottle here. My
yeah,
emotional electrolyte or emotional support electrolytes. I
yeah,
don't have my sticker on there, but
yes,
I have zesty orange today.
nice. I
One
don't
of
remember
my
what's in
faves.
my bottle because it's from last night.
Mm.
Let's see. Sing It has a question for us. Do you ladies do the Catalina savory snacks?
Hmm.
Neil, you nailed it with the pea protein flavor. Yeah. But how about the pretzely snacks? Have you tried those?
I haven't, but I also have not sought them out.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I have not.
Same. I haven't tried them. I feel like I've seen them a couple times and been like, "Oh, that's interesting," but then so there's also the Wisps. They have some snack mixes, although some of them I think have gluten and they're not
Yeah.
actually low carb. I feel like they could sell more if they because they see I don't know.
Took the
Seem
gluten
like they should
away.
cater to the low carb community. But I have not picked them up. Um, yeah, if you've tried them, let us know what you think.
As
Yeah.
a tangent to what you just said about the wisps and them having a different mix that might have gluten, that's something you got to kind of look out for with some of these brands that have felt like trusted low carb options on the shelves.
Yep.
Just because something has been in the past, like trusting that some new variety or something to that effect is going to be in the same guidelines as what their previous products were, that can definitely get you into a bit of trouble. So
It's very true. Yeah, I remember, we tried Real Good Foods at KetoCon last year,
Mhm.
and they're good, real good, if you know. And I remember seeing some at Costco, and I was like, "Oh, that might be good." They were on sale, and so I looked at it, and it was just wheat tortillas, and maybe it was like lower carb, using more
Oh,
whole
so
gluten or
extra
whatever.
fibers.
But
Mhm.
still, it was just flat out wheat tortillas, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'm glad I checked." 'Cause
Yeah.
that's not gonna work for me. So yeah, definitely check. And wisps, we just think of it as a low carb product, but obviously their company is that's not their
That's not their only product line,
focus.
yeah.
And so you don't know until they put out something else that's not quite in line with what you expect. Yeah. Let's see. Dennis says Chris and Miriam can speak for themselves, but treasured their moment when Neely shared her element. Oh, as they shared last night. Yeah. So at the end, after the meetup, I had brought one of the sparkling elements to share because Chris had said they hadn't tried it yet, and so we got little cups and we all got to taste test the sparkling element, and that was really fun. And I think everybody liked it. It's definitely different. Um,
Yeah.
and like Chris was saying last night on their live stream, it's a whole element packet amount in 16 ounces of sparkling. So
Mhm.
when I first tasted it, I was like, oh, that's really strong, just because I'm used to diluting it a little bit more, like, 20, 24 ounces.
Yeah.
But I got used to it really fast and I really like it now. And I really like the new black cherry lime flavor that they
Yeah.
have. And I'm really hoping that they come out with that in a packet because I think that would be
Oh,
really good. Do you like
yeah.
black cherry?
So we got sent the 8-pack of the sparkling waters, but we have not tested them just yet. So the only one
Yeah,
that I've tried has been the watermelon one that you shared, and then the did we try citrus
citrus, yeah,
also?
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I've only taken a couple of sips of them that way. One of my friends who happens to be an insider as well with Element, like subscription service,
Mhm,
she got them in the mail and she was like, they are so sweet because they aren't as
mhm.
diluted. So for her,
Yes.
she's like, she likes the saltiness of them, but the sweet factor is just a little bit too intense for her.
Yeah.
So it's really going to be a your palate may vary situation.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Jeff is obsessed with them. Like, I have to hide them from him or he will have them all. He thinks they're fantastic. And I did see that the 2 Crazy Ketos put out a video where they reviewed them, and then they talked about making their own with their, SodaStream, and they did,
Mhm.
like, a side-by-side taste test, and so if you're interested in, like, making your own, check out that video for sure.
Indeed.
Yes. Let's see.
It's terrible that we can see the comments ahead of time before we get there, but
I know. Hope says, "I'm currently making the fried boiled eggs from your channel for my husband and I." Yeah, that's Lindsay's amazing brainchild, which I need to do
I'm
that again.
sure
On
I
my
know I'm not the first person to ever done that,
channel.
but I
To
own that
me,
one
you are
for
the first.
myself. Yeah, I said, "I'm sorry, what are we doing with hard-boiled eggs?" 100%, that's what we're doing henceforth and forevermore.
Yeah, I need to do that. I need to make some boiled eggs. Thankfully, the people that were taking care of our house while we were gone took the eggs. Were like, "Take as many as you want," and they took them. And so I'm really glad because I did not want to come home to a pile of eggs that I had to deal with. We can just start fresh. It's very
2
nice.
weeks worth of egg collecting would probably fill at least 1 fridge all the way full.
Yeah, so many eggs. So, anyways, but I do still already have plenty of eggs that I can work with. So I should make some boiled eggs. Need to do some food prep. I should do a food
Same.
prep, try to prep as much as I can from my freezer and all of that, and then before I go grocery shopping.
That's a really good idea.
Yes. Siget says, "As soon as, you said birds and driving in the same sentence, I knew it would be bad." Yeah, I apologize. I hope I didn't offend anybody. I just
Well, there
reported
was nothing y'all could do about that.
it was bad. Those poor birds. And with birds, I have gotten lulled into a false sense of security. Like they always get out of the way. Like it's very rare that they actually get hit. Sometimes they do when you are going 85 miles an hour.
Or the wind just
Uh,
catches them right and they can't get
yeah,
out of
yeah.
whatever wind stream they're in. It's like
Uh,
raccoons. You would imagine raccoons running across the road would be able to get skedaddle out of the way. Squirrels always do it, and yet I can't tell you the number of deceased
yeah.
raccoons I see on the side of
Oh,
the
I hit a
road.
squirrel one time. It was so sad. It's terrible.
Like, I know we're all
The
trying to
little guy.
cohabitate here, but also like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Well, it's the worst when they like go like, I can't decide which way to go, and then they get it. It's like make a
And you're
decision.
like, I can't safely stop without getting rear-ended and causing mass destruction.
Yeah, yeah. Oh goodness. Crows or ravens?
That is a great question to which I haven't an answer
Yeah, I
because
don't.
I don't actually know the difference between them,
Yeah.
but they were really large and they had some really wild vocal patterns.
Wow. Yeah, so Talia is really great with knowing different birds, and she'll be like, "Oh, that's
Oh,
a whatever, whatever." I'm like, "Good."
that
I think
sounds
part of it is
great.
my eyesight is not as good, so I have a hard time picking out differences at all, and then just knowing the facts, like, I don't know. So I'm
It's
always a
like you've
question.
got other stuff in your brain.
Little bit of other stuff. Yeah. I'm losing stuff constantly. Like, it's getting less and less as time goes on, but
Same. That gets one of these. Thumbs
yeah.
down.
Risa says I'm stocked up until Black Friday. That's good. Yeah, Memorial Day, Black Friday, Labor Day, but that's pretty close to Black Friday. So those are
Yeah.
those are the best times to stock up. Oh, I was looking at my Equip analytics, like or whatever it is, the different
Information.
information where I see who no, I can't see who used my code. I can just see how many items they ordered and like a dollar amount.
Yeah.
Somebody used my code and ordered 29 items. And it was like
Whoa.
$1,400 of an order. And I'm like, thank you very much for using my code. That was amazing. But they are stocked up.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I can't even fathom that. That sounds like 2
Yeah.
years worth of protein
It
in
sounds
the
amazing.
books.
Oh, it sounds amazing. I have been learning about myself how much of a stockpiler I am.
Yeah, it's
And
hard.
I have to work on doing it in a good way versus a not good way because there is, you can take it too far. We've talked about this before, like seeing a good deal at the grocery store and feeling like I have to get all this where and then you end up throwing it away because nobody likes it or it goes bad or whatever. And so
Yeah.
I'm learning how to be a good stockpiler. But I am learning how much of a stockpiler I am. It's
Yeah.
kind of
It
interesting.
it's really hard when you feel that scarcity
Yeah.
like just bubbling up in you and you think, but that's an amazing price and that will never happen again in my lifetime. So I'd better
It's so
take
much
care of
fun.
that now because I need that for the remainder of my lifetime. I
Yeah.
can't function without that thing. And it's not true.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it was really interesting. I went through and kind of had some of these realizations when I was starting to count calories with Jonathan, when I was tracking again consistently.
Yeah.
And there was something about the tracking and feeling like I was controlled in my eating in that certain way where I
Mhm.
found myself stocking up more on things like because I couldn't just let loose and I didn't feel like I could just eat as much as I want.
Yeah.
I ended up kind of going a little nuts with stocking up on like buying things. I
Mm.
made that connection pretty quick. I was like, "Oh, it's kind of like addiction transferring."
Yeah.
And it's not like it was out of control or anything. And I noticed it really quick. It was just like this
Yeah.
tendency that I noticed. I was like, "Oh, that is weird."
That
And
is
so I
very
I feel like I've
crazy.
worked through it and like I'm doing really well with tracking now. Like I've jumped back into it since we got home and have not felt, you know, uh, bad about it or anything. But it was
Mhm.
really interesting to see that pop up. And I was like, oh, wow, it's
Yeah.
so weird.
It's great when you finally are able to say, like, I have this head knowledge and that makes perfect sense to me. And I can have that rolling around in my brain. And then I have this behavior, but sometimes it takes a little bit of time for the two of those to come together and connect. And when it does, it's like magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I can choose differently. I'm gonna choose differently.
Yeah. Let's see. Uh, yeah. Okay. So Sing It says haven't tried the Catalina mixes, but missing Chex Mix right now. Yeah, Chex Mix is
Very tasty.
amazing. And you can do some keto stuff that's similar to Chex Mix. If you find a
Mhm.
Worcestershire sauce that has acceptable ingredients too,
Yeah.
you can, use pork rinds and nuts and things like that and make like a Chex Mix. I've done that before. It's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Very, very munchable. So there are recipes out there, but to find something that you could just grab at the store every once in a while would be nice as well. Yes, Evelyn says broken pork rinds can be baked into mixes as if they are cereal. That's so good. I got myself into trouble with the sweet pork rinds, making them into cereal because they are very good. Um,
Indeed.
Not sure if you're a fan of that substitution. Yeah, I love pork rinds in a lot of things. They are a quite magical food.
Indeed.
Don't forget the Bring Back Licorice campaign.
Yep, let's do that.
We both wore our black in honor of the Bring
Oh, it's
Back
actually
Licorice.
mine's actually navy,
Oh, okay.
but shh. Black Licorice campaign. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as we got home, Jeff was like, "Can you make me one of the black licorice?" And I was like, "No, they're limited." And so that was another one of my, like, stockpiling
Scarcity
mentality. If I
mindset.
can't use it, it'll be gone. I can't restock it.
Yeah. Nevermore. Yeah, that one,
Uh,
I don't really want to yuck someone else's yum, but I did not find that one to be
that's
the
okay.
one for me.
Sing it, we'll take it from you.
She's welcome to it.
I got a comment from somebody saying that they get the McCormick anise
Oh,
flavoring
uh-huh.
and add it
Anise.
to vanilla, and that it
Uh-huh.
tastes as good as the licorice. I'm gonna have to try that because we're now big fans. Yeah, Risa also wishes that the black cherry would come out in the packets. I've got my fingers crossed for that one. So do you
But you
like black
gotta,
cherry flavoring
yeah,
gel?
when Perfect Keto came out or had all of their well, I guess they still have their tubs of electrolytes, but the black cherry one was always on the top of my list.
Yeah,
Black cherry and their watermelon were up top for me. So I do like black cherry and I do like adding a splash of lime to that. So black cherry
mhm,
lime sounds right
yeah,
up my alley. But I was thinking about that. It seems to me that they would want to hold on to at least one extremely amazing flavor in the cans just to make sure that it really
sneaky.
it's only acquirable one way,
Yeah,
and once they
yeah.
get them into gas stations, that'll be like the one for that everybody buys, I'm sure.
Yeah, that would be exciting to have it in stores. That'd be really cool. Because there's not a lot of great electrolyte drinks. There
On
are
the market.
electrolyte drinks in the store, but they're all like sugar, Gatorade. There's not a good one.
Or they have some sort of a boost of caffeine or
Oh, right, like an energy drink.
ECGC, yeah, or some other kind of adaptogens in them. Not that all adaptogens are bad,
Right,
but sometimes you don't want any kind of an energy booster. You just literally want the electrolytes to replenish.
right.
And even though electrolytes do help you feel more replenished and therefore possibly more energized, you don't want that from all the other compounds
Right.
all the time.
Yeah. Oh man. Jared wishes someone would let him try the sparkling element.
If only you were married to somebody nicer.
If only.
It's gonna happen. Just cool your
Tell
jets.
him that he can try them as long as he does it on a video with you reviewing them.
Yeah, we're gonna pull it together, like as kind of like a counterfeit Joe and Rachel.
Yeah. Here's Jared and Lindsay.
I did tell him that we
Jared
would
and
try.
Lindsay show.
Oh, it'll just be like 2 pilot ketos instead of 2 crazy keto.
There you go. There you go. Um, Have you seen the Utah mom? I think that's
Her
what
name
she's
is
called.
Jane.
Yes, Jane. And her
Yes.
husband, I feel like both
Yeah.
of our husbands could like pull off that husband shtick really well. Like they're totally
100%.
unimpressed, super annoyed all the
Just
time.
like,
Just don't.
you're the mother of my children, but I'm done. I'm
They're
not.
super cute. I love them. I love their shtick.
I like their
Um,
bloopers because then you see his personality a little bit better and you're like, oh,
yeah, it's super cute.
he's having a good time.
Yeah, yeah. But it's a good influencer husband shtick.
Oh, for
Um,
sure. Not that we're influencers.
people keep telling us that we are. So,
Well, I guess the only way to see if you're a leader is to look behind you and see if people are following. So
there you
maybe
go.
if we keep hearing people tell us that's what we are,
Yeah, well, we were
it'll be
talking
real.
in Utah about the concept of oh wait, no, I was talking to somebody else. So I don't know if I've talked to you about this before. The idea of followers, because you're on social media, and you're like, oh, I have X number of followers. Any other time in history, you were like, oh, I have 100,000 followers.
I'm
You'd
a
be a
cult
cult
leader.
leader. It's such a weird thing to say.
Fortunately,
I have followers.
my cult seems to be smaller than yours, which means that there is less detrimental opportunity.
Okay, great. Yeah. But still, I mean, you got 10,000 followers, Lindsay. Like that seems like a lot.
It's pretty weird to think about it, I you think about, like, if you fill up a football stadium, some stadiums are smaller, obviously, some stadiums are larger, but you think
Right.
about that and you're like, if seats were filled in a football stadium, that's how many people that could potentially take a take a ticket and sit down in a spot, and you're like,
Yeah.
"That's weird."
That many people looked at your channel and said, "Yes, I'm in."
At
And
some point,
subscribed.
they don't all
Yeah.
come back.
No, but then think about how many beyond that just saw your channel. Like,
Yeah,
it's a lot of people. This is such a weird phenomenon.
it is.
Okay, question from Lisa. Do you ladies think I could use the non-flavored equipped protein in place of flour to make cake or cookies? Okay, so there are recipes where you can use equipped protein, either flavored or non-flavored, to make those things. But I wouldn't just take a recipe that was made for wheat flour and just substitute. You want something that's been developed specifically with the protein powder because it just works differently in the recipe. So you can make a great product with it, but you want to get a recipe. And there are a lot on Equip's website. I have a playlist that has quite a few. I don't have any cookies yet, although I've seen some really yummy looking cookie recipes that I want to try. Um, I have a friend who's here locally, Natalie. She was on the Reversed series, the
Oh,
TV
uh-huh.
series. And I've gotten to know her over the past several months, and she gets eggs from us. And so we meet up every once in a while. She uses the Equip, and she's made a whole bunch of different cookie recipes. And she's made some cereal recipes recently, like protein puff cereal with the Equip. And so I need to try both of those. They look really good. Let me see if I can find her Instagram. She's mostly on Instagram, I think, and I could put it in the chat so you can find those. She just puts the recipes in her Instagram feed.
Mm.
Let me see, where is she?
I was gonna suggest that if you really feel like you're super bent on trying it out for yourself and not finding already developed recipes, trying to figure out what or how beef protein functions when baked as compared to an all-purpose flour, and then trying to figure out what kind of things you might have to do in order to do that for yourself would be a good way to not waste product. But following the recipes that have already been developed is an even better way to not waste product.
Yeah, because it is expensive. And so just starting
It
with something
is.
that has been tested before is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have like cake recipe, like a basic cake recipe that I've
Yeah.
used as a base for a bunch of different things. I've made donuts, I've made cupcakes, snack cake, and just switching out a different nut gets different flavors, and then switching out
Mhm.
different flavors of the protein powder, different flavors. It's a really good recipe. Actually, when I was diving in my freezer yesterday, I found a bag of individually wrapped pecan sticky cake that I had frozen after I made that. Because when I make a big thing like that, unless the kids and my husband really like it, I usually don't get through the whole batch. And so I'll freeze it. And it always works out when I remember to, pull it out and eat it later. When I
Smart.
forget and it sits in the freezer for 2 years, it's not as good.
Not as good, no, and no amount of defrosting and then, like, popping into the air fryer or
Yeah.
trying
Yeah.
to revive it can work. Speaking of, like, r husband or children not eating the full batch of whatever it was that you made, that is not the case for Marie Campos's brownies that she made for the Keto Chow meetup.
Those are so
Um,
good.
um, I have never had Molly, my middle one, come up to me and say, "Oh my gosh, these are so good. Are you sure they're keto?" So,
Yeah.
Marie,
Well, and then she
kudos to you.
specifically made them egg-free for Levi, which was
Yeah,
super sweet. Yeah. And they were delicious, like the fudgiest
they were
brownies.
insane. I
They were insane.
have tweaked the recipe quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Marie. Yours were perfect as they were, but of course, I don't always have all of the ingredients in my house at all times, so I had to adjust a lot of things. And Jared ate the ones that I had made, and he was like, "That is, like, the perfect brownie for me. Like, the
Wow.
perfect
Yeah.
brownie." And I was like, "Well, my heart is hyper appreciative of Marie's skills
Yes.
and
Well, and
recipe."
then I forget who made the
I
peanut
think
butter
that was
pecans.
Holly.
Holly, yes. Okay, so there were also at the meetup, it was like, a layer of peanut butter filling and then a layer of chocolate over it and just cut into little squares. And so I took like 2 of those, they were like little 1-inch squares, put them on top of the brownie, ate it like that. Oh my gosh, that was heavenly. It was so good.
Treat yourself.
Seriously, that was fun stuff. Okay, Lisa says ravens are larger, so maybe they were ravens that
Okay.
she saw.
Yeah, I saw that
They
there
were
was a
just
little bit
very
of discussion investigating, so it's very
yeah.
probable that they were ravens. I just honestly never knew. I've never known the difference between a raven versus a crow. But I tell you what, like they were, fingertip to elbow large with
Mhm.
big beaks. I mean, like some serious beaks.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they were pretty
Um,
wild.
hello, my name is Evelyn, and I'm a keto hoarder. Yup.
Hello, Evelyn. There is no judgment here.
Yeah. That is me so much. Well, and especially when it comes to something like keto chow or like perfect keto MCT oil powder, it's like those don't go bad.
They
Like
don't go bad.
it's like
And if
why wouldn't we stock up?
I mean, like, or with Keto Chow and any of their like limited time flavors.
They get you. That's just how
It
they get you.
and now with Relight coming out with their limited summer flavors, I'm just like,
I know.
it's gonna be
That's how they
okay.
get
We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
you. Oh, it's the FOMO. I can't miss out.
Mhm.
I might if I don't order enough, 3 years from now, I might not have any. I might
Right.
miss out 3 years from now.
Okay. But I think that this goes even deeper. I used to have a very specific pair of jeans that I would wear all through high school from
Okay.
American Eagle Outfitters.
Mm,
Favorite pair of jeans. They fit my legs right. Not everybody is the same, proportion. They were the ones. And then the year that Caitlin was born, they got rid of them. And I was like, excuse me? And I didn't have enough to last the expanse of time until I found another pair of jean. So I would have to go buy them on
nice.
eBay. And that second-hand type of a thing, or that or what is it? It's the resale market. You just never know what you're going to get. So you never know with like Keto Chow limited flavors. Are you going to be able to find them or not?
Will
I
black
don't know.
licorice ever come back? You don't know.
We can only hope.
Yeah, I find myself doing that at Costco, like with clothes,
Yes.
because something comes in for a month and then it's gone forever. And it's like you buy one because you don't know if you're going to like it. And then you like it and you're
Yep.
like, I have to get back to Costco and buy one of every single color
Yep.
before it goes away forever.
But not only that, get two of your favorite color because that's the one you're going to wind up getting grease splattered on and then
Exactly.
never be able to get that out. So
He
it's
thinks the
just
same way.
it's just things that you got to do.
Oh, that's so funny. Definitely a fine line between being a prepper and keeping it all or too much. Yeah. But here we got lots of Marines to share with, so it's all good. That is very good. Have someone to share with.
Yes.
And make sure you're stocking up on things that everyone in the family likes. So you're not
Yeah.
the only one eating it when it's almost ready to go bad.
Right. And all of a sudden your kids are like,
Um,
Mom, why are you eating only that cheese for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
yeah,
Because nobody else is.
yeah. We're calling it a cheese fast. That's what we need to do. Anytime we overstocked on something and it's like, all right, everyone, we're going on the cheese fast. We're going on the kidney bean fast. Oh,
Yep.
um, Maja, how would you say that?
Maha or
Maha?
Maja. I don't know.
Stockpiling for me is my anxiety showing its face. Yes, I can totally
That's
see that.
valid.
I can totally see that. So I'm trying to work really hard to, step back and think logically when I'm in the face of, something that looks like it's a good deal. And it's hard though. I mean, it's hard because you have all these drives, like, like buy it all. But I'm trying. I think I'm doing better than at previous times in my life. So hopefully we're
But
making
if
progress.
if you backtrack in the future, there is grace so
Yeah.
that you can come back to this place now.
Well, and
It's
everything
not
is a
like a
learning
one and done.
experience. So all the times that I bought too much and ended up throwing it away, it helped me learn and get to where I'm at today. So don't waste all those experiences.
Yes, true.
Okay, lots of information about the difference between ravens and
Ravens and crows.
crows. So definitely read up on that.
My gut is
Um,
gonna tell me that if y'all have searched the internets while we've been talking about this, then
mhm.
I'm gonna just probably say perhaps it was a raven.
Yeah, yeah,
They were
legit.
big
All
old
right,
birds.
Vintage Girls is with you. No more licorice. I still want to try the red licorice. Maybe that'll come back. He said that one sold better. So maybe at least that one. Would you like that one, you think?
Maybe,
Because
maybe.
it's kind of like a cherryish. I mean, what is
Yeah.
red licorice anyway?
I mean, it's just like
Red.
chewy fruit, red 40.
Chewy fruit, yeah. Chewy fruit dye. Yum. Did that one have color in it when they made it
That
before?
I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
remember.
know. I would have to
The
go back and
black
watch
sure did.
people.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Yeah, your face when you tasted the black licorice was pretty great. Uh, oh, let's see.
I was
Lord.
very appreciative Jared was able to
Oh,
manage
yeah.
navigate.
Yeah. The boys loved it.
So I
All right.
didn't.
Okay. Loran Oils also makes an anise flavoring. So is licorice just anise flavor? Because I thought there's an actual root, licorice root also.
Well, I believe there is a licorice root, but we would have to like hop onto the Google machine to
Yeah.
discern. But star anise does have like if you ever look at like spices in their whole form before they've
Uh-huh,
been ground up and stuff,
uh-huh.
star anise is a really cool one and it smells just like
Yeah.
licorice.
Okay. That's interesting. Huh. Let's see. Yeah. Hayden, now I'm Googling for anise extract or anise extract. Vintage girls had to go, duty calls. Um, and Risa has to go. We're gonna go here pretty soon too.
Yes.
Um, did our time together surpass your expectations?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty I mean, I knew it was gonna be
100%.
really great. Well, we've hung
Yeah,
out before at KetoCon
true,
last year,
true,
so I already knew it was gonna be amazing, but
for sure.
then,
The kids
getting our
getting along so
getting our
well,
kids
that was the
together
part where we were like, "Oh,
I
look
know.
at them.
It was so
They're
great.
off twinning like we
Yes.
twin."
And then Jeff and Jared going off and doing a hike together and,
With the oldest girls.
and friends. Yeah, it was great. Well, and I just loved getting to know your girls because I felt like I knew them already, but you don't really know them. And so getting
Sure.
to know them, they're so unique, first of all.
Yeah.
None of the
Well, it's
three of them are the
no
same.
different than your 3 that you
Right.
well, plus Levi. Levi is
Yes.
definitely his own breed.
100% different.
Love that
Yeah,
kid.
but it was so fun to get to know them. Oh gosh, Lauren, so cute. Gosh. I don't know how so much cuteness could be packed into that little package.
I mean, it's pretty rough around these parts.
It seems like it must be. Oh, update for anyone that, noticed Levi's tooth on the whole trip. His front tooth was, like, sticking straight out because his other one was coming in, it was pushing. He lost it yesterday, so we tried to get it out before we left for the trip because it just looks so crazy,
Poor
but it
kid.
was stuck hard, and, just finally yesterday it came out, so he's pretty thrilled. Yeah.
Give him some confettis or some stars.
Um, yeah, when 20 different anise options come up on Amazon, which one to pick? Yep, that's
Good
hard.
luck.
I don't know if, Olive Nation has one, but I've always
Olive
been
Nation
happy
would
with
be a great brand to
I've
go with.
always
I
been
love
happy
their
with
stuff.
Olive Nation. Oh, Marie is here. I hopefully you heard us talking about your brownies because we were talking about some brownies.
I mean,
So good.
quality business right there.
Yeah. Um, there we go. We can I need to become Natalie's video producer to create YouTube videos and expand the cult. That's the whole idea, right? If you have a cult, you have to keep expanding it.
That
Yeah.
feels right.
I wanna do some of her, recipes and try them out, and definitely I'll share that when I get to it. Loran Oil's black licorice flavoring, that one works well. Okay, good to know. Um,
The Luran oils are extremely potent,
are they?
and
I
they
haven't
do
tried
work really well. I found that Olive Nation for me is slightly less potent, but I just really like a lot of what I've used from them, so I tend to go that way.
yeah. Marie says, "I had planned to either make chocolate-covered cinnamon bears, wow, or
Ooh,
ice cream sandwiches to bring to the meetup at Keto Chow, but things happened. I ended up bringing the brownies." Hey, I think it was a great
they
choice.
were the right choice.
Seriously. Is there a link to Marie's recipe? Is it
So
on the Keto
she
Chow? Did she say?
I don't know if it's on Keto Chow's website, but I feel like it should be if it's not. I think that, well, she messaged me on Instagram because I don't have Facebook. I would imagine that it's somewhere in Facebook, and Two Crazy Ketos did
Yes.
their version of her recipe. So I'm assuming they also have her original recipe linked
Yes.
somewhere
They
that
do
she
have it on
had
their
given
site
it to them.
because 'cause I've used
Okay.
it before. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Talking about the, brownies.
We have
I
some
hoard
clarity on the licorice in a moment.
Oh, okay, cool. I hoard stuff when it's on sale. Same. Um, let's see, where is it about licorice? Oh, Chris Bear is finally here.
Way to be here,
Bring back
Chris.
black licorice.
But also, I mean, do what you're gonna do. It's fine. Just because it's there doesn't mean I have to get it.
It's true. Yeah. If we buy it all, then there's more other stuff for you.
Accurate. Yep.
Of course, I wouldn't
Um,
buy all of it, so.
yeah.
Um, Celia says, "I might need a limit for egg white powder. 20 pounds is too much." Yeah.
The
It's
limit
hard
does
when it's
not
like,
exist.
"Oh, but if I go up to 50 pounds, it's only this much per pound." Yeah.
So hard.
If I get an entire truckload, yeah. First world problems. Absolutely. Yep.
Yep.
Where else in history could, the problem be? I get too much food,
Yeah.
too much
I have
delicious food.
I have too
It's
much
such a hard life.
security for where my next meal comes from.
Exactly. Oh, goodness. Oh, I have an electric kettle for my hot tea, a backup in case that one breaks, and 2 other backups in case of an unforeseen emergency,
It's
Some emotional
really
dependency on hot water there. Uh, okay, let's see. Yeah, Chris really enjoyed watching Lindsay really super liking black licorice, yeah, same.
super duper.
It was super fun. Maybe we should start, making videos like Rhett and Link, where they taste terrible things just so everyone gets to watch their reaction. Wouldn't that be fun? Might get some views.
I Yep. Let's try that.
Uh,
It's like Survivor style things whenever they bring out weird eyeballs and such.
yes. Okay. Oh, pronounce like Maya. Thank you.
Maya.
Very good. That's a beautiful name.
Indeed.
Um, okay, Chris says, the red licorice, which did not have color, sold better, but neither sold particularly well compared to the chocolate malt or butterscotch. Well, as long as you keep chocolate malt and butterscotch around, I'll be happy. So we'll just do that then. And I'll just get, some extracts to make my
There we
own.
go.
Yeah. Let's see. Jackie says, I finally was able to make a big keto chow order, and for a while, it was keto chow a palooza. But now we're down to the point less than 12 servings where I won't let anyone eat it because then we'll be out. Yup, same.
It's the weirdest feeling.
It is. It is.
And then you think about like, "Oh, just use the good dishes. Oh, just use the things and enjoy it while you have it." And it's
Yes.
like, but the enjoyment that I have of it being on the shelf also matters. So which enjoyment do I choose?
Yes, exactly. I did that with, the girls when they were, like mostly with Autumn. When she was a baby and a toddler, I would save clothes that, I
Mhm.
wanted to keep nice, and then I realized they never wore them until they grew out of it, and I was like, "That's dumb."
Yeah.
And so, my other girls, I have so many pictures of them, like, playing out in the yard in these fancy dresses,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I loved, but they used them. They actually used them, and
Yes.
it made me happy. Okay, so,
Yep.
Marie is saying anise and fennel have a slight licorice flavor, but black licorice is stronger than those. Okay, good
Okay.
to know.
Some good
Good to know.
clarity right there. Thank you, Marie.
It'd be interesting to try different extracts of like licorice and anise, although licorice is medicinal.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
want to be careful. I forget if you have high blood pressure or if you have low blood pressure or something, you don't wanna be messing
mm,
with licorice, but maybe an extract wouldn't have the same effect.
that's
Um,
possible. Also, I know fennel is a medicinal
sure.
kind of a seasoning spice, whatever. It's used a lot in like for breastfeeding mothers and things like that. So most of these they do have some sort of a physiological effect.
Yes. Yes. Um, ooh. My local drugstore had sticks of licorice root when I was a kid that I used to get as a treat. Me chewing on a stick must have looked strange to others. That's amazing. I love it when that kind of thing is a treat. Times have changed.
Times they are a
Yeah.
changing.
Chris says Miriam absolutely loved the video of Levi taking all the photos of the keto chow storefront. Yeah, both Renee and Levi, they were
And
just
Levi.
like, "Ooh, these are so pretty." It's like they have a picture of
They
everything.
are so pretty, but also
But I was like, "We have all of these at home. You can just go look at the packet.
but
We
they're
don't need
not
a
at the real
picture."
store, mom. The real store is there, and they're pretty at the real store.
Super cute. Okay, we are past an hour here. I just wanted to
We
get to
are.
the bottom and make sure we didn't miss anything that we should. touch
We
on.
do, Trefu, have the FORO, fear of running out.
Yes. Oh, for
All the
sure.
FORO.
I might as well just get more. Just stock up now while I can.
You should. But then
Um,
something happens, like an air conditioner unit goes out, and you're like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have spent all that money on that. So now I can't fix the AC.
yeah. Black licorice ice chip candy. I have not seen those. Ooh, that would be really good for me, not Lindsay.
I am happy to leave that available for you to buy.
Yeah, this is a great idea. You could do the licorice as like a secret flavor and get everyone to order it before they know what it is. That would be pretty cruel
That's,
on a
I mean,
flavor
like,
like
that's a way to go. That is one
yeah,
way to go. I don't know if it's the right way, but
that's gonna work in the moment, but next year
nobody will trust you.
it's really gonna backfire for you.
It's fun to
No,
prank.
they've done a great job with the Black Friday. Yeah, or
Mystery
the mystery
flavors.
flavors being things that most everybody is going to enjoy. Maple waffle, chocolate malt. I
It's
mean,
almost like they've done research to figure out what people are really wanting.
nah, probably not.
Okay. Okay.
Just lucky, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. Yeah, don't do secret flavors unless we're reasonably sure that it will be universally loved. Yes, that is very kind of you.
That is very sound business acumen.
All right. Well, we should hop off here.
Yeah.
We will be back same time, same place. We're back to our normal routine, barring any
Yep.
emergencies or unforeseen things, but feels good to be back.
Indeed.